If you look at the calendar for Myanmar, you'll see a major cultural event happens almost every single week of the year. You won't find staged performances for tourists here. These gatherings blend ancient Buddhist traditions with local animist spirit worship. But this density creates a trap. Many travelers book their flights based strictly on the best seasonal weather, and they completely ignore the festival calendar. That means you could step off a plane expecting a quiet temple retreat and accidentally land in the middle of a chaotic, nationwide water fight. Or, on the flip side, missing a specific travel window by just 3 days means you entirely miss a serene, once-a-year floating light ceremony on a remote lake. To make sense of these overwhelming options, we have to look past the dates. We need to categorize them by the physical and logistical toll required to actually attend them. In Myanmar, your itinerary has to be built around the specific type of festival you are willing to endure. Otherwise, you risk ruining your trip's intended vibe. This chart maps out the festival landscape. On the horizontal axis, we have logistical difficulty, ranging from main travel hubs to remote regions. On the vertical axis, we have the atmosphere, going from deeply serene to chaotic spectacle. Let's look at the top left corner. These are the high-energy events happening in major hubs, peaking in April and November. In April, you have the Thingyan Water Festival. It features massive, dense crowds and nationwide water fights that literally take over the streets. Then in November, the Tongyi Balloon Festival delivers pure sensory overload. You stand under massive illuminated balloons as fireworks explode into the night sky. The logistical trade-offs here are unavoidable. You guarantee wet electronics, navigate massive crowds, and deal with severe delays in intercity transit. There is no way to passively observe these events. You are either fully participating in the chaos, or you are trapped inside your hotel room. This quadrant is for travelers prioritizing adrenaline and participation over comfort, predictability, and dry clothing. This chart highlights a very different experience in the bottom left. These are the highly accessible spiritual pilgrimages clustered around the central corridors of Bagan and Mandalay, mainly in January and December. Staying in these central hubs gives you a massive visual payoff. You can access these vast ancient temple plains easily without needing any specialized transport. But accessible doesn't mean easy. Take Mount Popa, an iconic day trip demanding a high physical toll to reach the monastery perched on volcanic rock. Reaching the summit means climbing 777 steep vertical steps. Out of religious respect, you have to do the entire climb completely barefoot. Along the way, you navigate heavy crowds of pilgrims and watch your belongings closely to avoid the aggressive monkey populations living on the stairway. Booking a taxi to the mountain base takes 5 minutes. The heavy physical exertion required once you actually arrive takes hours. Accessible festivals trade off-grid transport headaches for physical exertion and thick crowds. Now, this chart highlights the bottom right quadrant. These events demand massive logistical effort for a highly exclusive, serene cultural payoff, usually in January and March. These take place in the geographic isolation of the Sagaing region and the Chin Hills. Very few tourists ever attempt the journey to get there. If you go in January, you'll see the Narga New Year. It features rare tribal reunions where locals wear intricate, large-feathered, and beaded headpieces. In March, the Indogi Lake Festival creates pathways of sandbanks out into the water. According to local folklore, these natural bridges are for humans and gods, and they completely vanish after the event ends. To see this, you sacrifice comfort. You endure grueling multi-day transit over poor infrastructure and a total lack of standard hotel amenities. Schedules in remote regions are highly unpredictable. You must have absolute flexibility built into your itinerary. This extreme logistical friction is the mandatory price of admission. It's what you pay to witness ancient cultural rituals unbothered by mass tourism. This flowchart shows how to finalize your itinerary based on a simple prompt. What is your primary travel goal? If you are a first-time visitor wanting a balance of cultural depth and logistical ease, follow the path to spiritual access. Base your trip in Bagan during November or December. You capture manageable weather and experience visually stunning light festivals. Let's go back to the start. This flowchart branches again for the adrenaline junkie. Follow the path to visual spectacle and target April for the Thingyan Water Festival, accepting severe travel delays. Finally, for the veteran traveler prioritizing off-grid anthropology, we follow the third path. Avoid the central pagoda festivals entirely. Instead, target the extreme northwest in mid-January for the tribal gatherings. The reality is, there is no frictionless way to experience Myanmar's festival culture. You'll deal with aggressive monkeys, flying water buckets, or multi-day drives on bad roads. The secret to a successful itinerary isn't avoiding friction. It is actively choosing the specific friction that buys the exact experience you want.